Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I want to talk about a subject that is not talked about a lot. It's a personal, very touchy subject, and that is living on one income, budgeting, especially whenever you're struggling at the moment. This is something that's not talked about. It's something that you normally don't want to talk about with others because you're kind of ashamed or you might be embarrassed, whatever it may be. I'm going to share some tips with you, some tricks if you are going through any of that, just to try to help get you through it. I've been there plenty of times. I am a stay-at-home mom. I have been a stay-at-home mom for 4 whole years. So trust me, I have been through my fair share of struggles, me and my husband together. So I just have like a list, like a very messy list of some things that we have done that have helped us budget and save money and be able to live comfortably on one income. All this came over time. It's not like I had this list whenever we first began, but we are all learning. We're all human. We all make mistakes. Yeah, and we all need to be able to relate to something or someone. So hopefully you can relate to this and learn something. Anyway, let's just get started. So the very first thing on my list is communication. It is very important to communicate with your spouse, your partner, boyfriend, girlfriend, mom or dad, whoever it may be who is a sole provider. It is important to be able to communicate with them how you're feeling, what is going on with the bills, the money situation. You need to be involved as well. And when I say mom and dad, that's like if you move back to your parents' house and they're helping support you for whatever reason it may be. At a young age, you shouldn't be worried about, like if you're young and you're not on your own yet, you shouldn't have to worry about what your parents are paying for unless they are trying to teach you responsibility. That's a different story. But I just wanted to put that in there as a disclaimer, just in case any young kids are watching this. Don't go asking your parents personal information. Okay, so moving on after communication, save money where you can. So this is a very broad statement. There's so many ways you can save money. So I'm just going to kind of name a few. Number one thing is buy off brands. Not everything has to be store or a good brand. You can buy cheaper brands that are just as good, if not even better. Like for instance, Walmart has some very good alternatives for certain things. I know that there are some things that you just don't want to sacrifice, and that's totally okay, but there's some things you can buy that are off brand, okay? So then going along with that, make sure you make a grocery list and try to stick to your grocery list. If you don't stick to it, have like a 3-item limit where you only buy 3 items more than what's on your grocery list. That will keep you in line for what you need to, for what your budget is. Because for instance, if you have a grocery list and that's about $100, which is what your budget is for groceries, and then you go and buy 10 things that are off of your grocery list, you get to that register and you're over your budget. So it's important to stick to your grocery list. If you're not someone who goes by a grocery list, get a calculator or use your phone, and every single item that you put into your buggy, it needs to be calculated. Hold that thought because I gotta go check on him. Okay, so what I was saying is everything that you put in your buggy, make sure that it's calculated. That really does keep a visual of how much money you have spent, and it also saves you from the embarrassment of not having enough money when you get to the register. Calculate every single thing. It is annoying to have to hold your phone or to type something in every time, but make it a habit, and then next thing you know, you'll actually enjoy doing it because it will save you that stress, like I said, of going to the register and not having enough money and having to start, scrambling to put things back. So yeah, the next thing is make less trips to the store. So if you're someone who runs to the store every time that they forget something, stop doing that. Make sure you make a grocery list, because every single time you go to the store, you're going to see things in the store that you might want. For instance, like a snack or a drink. You're going to spend more money if you go to the store more often. So try to make a grocery, trip one time. That's it. Whatever. If you forget something, come up with something else to make, because if you go to the store, you're going to spend at least $5, if not more, than what you would have if you would have just bought it the first time. So try not to forget anything when you shop, basically. If you need some quick money and like you're struggling, let's say that your electric is a lot higher than you expected, or you had a flat and you had to pay to get a new tire, a quick way to make fast money is to have a yard sale. All of us women, some men, we all have things laying around that we could get rid of that we don't really need. So have a yard sale if you can. You okay? So have a yard sale if you can. Sell some items. It'll get you back on track. It'll give you an extra $50, $60, however much stuff you have to sell. If you don't want to have a yard sale, you can sell things on Marketplace. Just be very mindful of who you're selling your items to. Be careful, because there are a lot of dangers whenever you are meeting people on the internet. Okay. Next thing is cut out any unnecessary bills. So for instance, like in my case, we cut out my phone bill at one time, like 4 years ago when we first went from 2 incomes to 1. I did cut off my cell phone because it was kind of unnecessary. I was a first-time mom, so I was at home most of the time, and we did have a house phone that went along with our internet. So I did not need to have a cell phone at the time. So we did cut it out. Make sure that you are unplugging items in your home before you leave. Make sure all the lights are off at all times. If you can, use natural lighting. Just do whatever you can to cut those expenses down or cut them out completely if it's something that you can do without. Let's see, what else was on my list? Oh, this is something that I learned. I can't remember what her name is. What is her name? Oh, my mind just went blank. I can't think of her name. When I think of her, I'll leave it down in the description box. But she made a video one time about... What are you doing? Be careful. Go eat your popcorn. She made a video one time about something, I think it was about saving money or something, but I learned this from her, and that is to stop saying keep the change. I don't know how many times I've been through like McDonald's and I was supposed to get like 10 cents back or even like 3 cents back, and I was like, oh, just keep the change. That is basically throwing away money. Whoops, I knew that was gonna happen. All right, back up, please. Okay, go eat your popcorn. I knew, sorry, I knew he was going to knock that over. I should have caught the camera. Anyway, but yeah. You okay? I don't know how many times I have said keep the change, but basically you are throwing let me get my words right. You are throwing away money whenever you say that. And it adds up. How many times do we go to the grocery store or go through the McDonald's drive-thru? Little things like that add up. So stop saying keep the change. Make sure you take your money, get all of your money back. You don't need to be giving away money if you're already on a budget. Make sure that you are saving it. Every penny put into a bucket. Save that up, and at the end of the year, take it all to the store. And this is especially important all year. You can do this all year and take that money and use that money for Christmas time whenever, times get really hard. When people are off work a lot, money gets really tight around those times. So that's another good tip, is to stop giving away your money, basically. The other thing is actually kind of related to this. Instead of giving your money away to fast food restaurants, eat at home more. You can make so many meals at home for a fraction of the price that you would spend at fast food. In my case, when we go to McDonald's, we spend at least $25 for my family of 4 to eat. It used to be like $10 back in the day, but nowadays it is expensive. Fast food prices are going up. And yeah, it is just getting expensive in life. So if you can, stay at home and eat. You can make just as good stuff at home, and it's better for you. So every now and then it's nice to treat yourself or to have a lazy night. Like this morning, we went to McDonald's. Oh, another thing that I forgot to mention is learn what is important in life. So basically you need to, figure out your wants and your needs. This is very important. There's so many times where you buy things that you want rather than the things that you need. Are you okay? Too big of a drink? Put it on the table, please. Let's see. Oh, here's another thing. One more tip. This is the last tip I'm going to give you, is to plan out your entire life if it revolves around money. It's important to plan out birthdays, Easter, Halloween, literally every event. Hold on one second, baby, okay? Okay, sorry, I had to pause it for a second because I knew she's fixing to talk about all kinds of stuff. So anyway, make sure that you plan out all those events, holidays, whatever you want to call them. Make sure you plan those out because they do cost money. So if you need to start saving for those items or those days now, start doing it now so that way when it gets here, you're not scrambling up money and stressed out. It's so important to not be stressed when you're dealing with money, because there's nothing worse than fighting over bills and just anything financially related. It just sucks. Stop worrying about what everyone else around you is doing and focus on you and your family. Promise you things will start happening for you. So anyway, with that being said, I am completely done with all the tips and stuff. I hope this helped you in some way. If it didn't, that's okay. Thank you for watching anyway. And if it did and you want to leave me a comment down below, please do that. I would love to hear some feedback from you guys. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye.